Welcome to a brand new podcast. And as always, this is the Oracle 19. And my name is Mr. Greatness. For any business inquiries, if you want to put your business on this platform, you can email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. And that's the same email if you want to make a free will offering, a donation to the podcast. That is evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. That's through our PayPal account. You can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is www.evolutionoflondon.com. We have a whole wide range of products from men's, kids, ladies' clothes, jewelry, house products, and much more. 20,000 different products. So that is evolutionoflondon.com. Also, check out evolutionoflondon.org, O-R-G, for custom clothes, accessories, digital products as well. That's for business as well as personal. Evolutionoflondon.org. And finally, evolutionoflondon.store, S-T-O-R-E, for games, DVDs, and more clothes that we ship throughout North America. Evolutionoflondon.store. We have different links to other affiliates, www.linktree.com. You can support us that way. Linktree.com/Evolution of London. We have a Patreon channel, which we have videos that is not posted on YouTube. We have digital artwork, and we do consulting services as well. So that's www.patreon.com/Evolution of London. Check out the company Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 100% soy wax, 12-ounce jars from scented to unscented. Now, the scented candles is from frankincense, myrrh, jasmine, eucalyptus, rose, just to name a few. So if you want to place an order for these luxury candles, royalty9international@gmail.com. Over 35 plus burning hours. Very good quality. I have a whole bunch I may say so myself. You can find them on social media, Royalty 9 International, on Instagram and TikTok. Again, Royalty 9 International. Mr. Will, he's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years. So if you want to book a consultation, you can email him at healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. That's healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. And you can support his merchandise, www.wjaccessories.com, for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. Music. Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. He have a whole wide range of different beats. So once you go to his YouTube channel, you will see his other social media sites. So like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. And continuing to train on YouTube is the Greatness 19 channel. That's our educational channel to open up your third eye, as we approaching 900 shows. 900, yes, 900 shows we approaching. So like, subscribe, and share to the Greatness 19 channel and pass the information worldwide, over 70 countries. And on the same page, scroll down and you'll see Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. So like, subscribe, and share to Mr. Evolution of London on YouTube as well. DJ Panthro, he's an international DJ. So if you want to book for him to come to your venue, email him at djpanthro519 at gmail.com. That's DJ Panthro, Panthro 519 at gmail.com. And you can find him on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel, DJ Panthro 519 on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, DJ Panthro, and his bonus platform on TikTok is The Real DJ Panthro. Again, that's The Real DJ Panthro on TikTok. www.fashionfix.ca. www.fashionfix.ca for your latest fashion and ladies' clothes and accessories. So that's www.fashionfix.ca. And you can email the company at is a Gmail account. That's I'm spelling out FATCHGILL 84007 at gmail.com. That's FATCHGILL 84007 at gmail.com. Again, that's www.fashionfix.ca. Check out the Afro Beats by Kenzo World on YouTube and other social media platforms. Kenzo World for your latest Afro beats. He have a single, Adora, Adura. That's his latest single. Kenzo, you'll find his music on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, just to name a few, and YouTube. And if you want to book for him to come to your venue, morekenzo at gmail.com. That's more, MOORKEENZO at gmail.com for your Afro beats. Kenzo World. Now the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. We're on iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify for podcasters, Amazon Music, just to name a few. If you want, you could download the app of iHeartRadio and just type in the Oracle 19 podcast. You'll find us, again, all over the world on all the major platforms. Any information I haven't mentioned will be in the description box of the Oracle 19 podcast, the Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London. Both of those on YouTube, of course. Rumble.com, can't forget that. Rumble.com, just type in the Oracle 19. And finally, www.theoracle19radio.com. Well, as usual, throughout the shows over the course of the years, I have a lot of triggering topics. And this is going to be no different. One of those. The thinking of suspected white supremacists. The thinking of suspected white supremacists. Yes, the thinking of suspected white supremacists. What do I mean? The attitudes of racist white people, in translation. What they think, especially about you black people. And I mentioned this on a lot of different shows. This is not new. If you check out my previous scrolls over the past years, I touched on alleged white supremacists. And I'm adding on to this, well, talking about this topic today because There was a story recently in Miami, Florida, with a superstar football player, Tariq Hill, was stopped, traffic stopped by the police right by the stadium where he played football for the Miami Dolphins. Right there. It was literally right in front of the stadium, pretty much. And he scheduled to play. He superstar wide receiver, one of the best in the NFL today. Or if later on in life, you could, if you listen to this show, he was one of, but right now currently he is one of the premier wide receivers in the game, and he was stopped. And just like any black man, he was treated just like a regular black man when they stopped by the police. And here's the thing, which this is talked about through social media. Different men, black men especially, on different platforms speak on this, dealing with the police. And I'm just going to give you a short form, but I might expand on it more on the previous show or sometime in the future. Dealing with the police. You see, when you stop by the police, you really under enemy lines. All of that, fussing and arguing, and I know my rights, and what's the meaning of this? When you deal with suspected white supremacists, it's no sense of talking. You stop by police, pull out your ID, let them do what they gotta do, meaning run your, check you out, and if they're gonna arrest you, forget saying I know my rights. That's not going to help you because they already have a perception of you. No matter if you're $1 million football player, you are going to be treated just as such. And I'm going to get into that. I might just expand on another show, but white supremacy, the thinking of white supremacy, you still a jigaboo. I'm basically an equivalent to saying the N word. You still that in their minds, no matter what. See, the thinking of white supremacists, they prideful. They got a lot of pride. Super cocky, super cocky. They can come on your land. Let me even translate that. They can go to your country, white racist government could come to your country and tell you what you should do in your country. This is how prideful these suspected white supremacists are. Whether they're in government or anywhere. But we start with government. They come to your country, invade your country actually, take over your country, and then implement their rules, their religion, their way of thinking. And you, a native of your country that have a different religion, different belief system, and tradition for thousands of years, They will tell you, forget your religion, forget your way of life. It is my way of life. You have to follow me because I say so. This is the thinking of white supremacist government, suspected white supremacist government. That's what they feel. And they've been doing that for centuries, conquering land for no reason, taking it over, implementing their religion, their way of life, their thinking, their laws, forgetting your traditions, forgetting what you stand for in your country because they say I'm white and I say so. This is how they roll. And they believe that and they stand on that and they cocky to the end because they think every inch of land is theirs, regardless. This is the thinking of suspected white supremacists. This is the evils they are, the savagery of suspected white supremacists. Ask the black people that was enslaved, ask the native Indians that was conquered and taken over. Even to this day, this land is not theirs. The natives, we know, deserve it. So they take it over, give them a plantation, which they call reservation, and then get mad to this day because the Native American Indians get tax breaks. The local white supremacists get mad and say, how dare they? They get tax breaks and I can't get tax breaks. They get more tax breaks than me. This is the thinking of suspected white supremacists. Cocky, entitled, feel that they deserve. It's just like because black people call each other the N-word, these suspected white supremacists feel that, oh, because because you say the N-word, black people among each other, and I hear it, why can I not say it too? To make them feel better. They feel they deserve to be in the mix of everything. Suspected white supremacists. Nosy as F, entitled as F, and very egotistical as F. This is your the thinking of your suspected white supremacists. That's just how they roll. And if you say something different, they say, why? Why I can't say the N-word? Why? Because you say it. There's certain language, certain wording among their tribes, like the Italians call each other guineas and all of this stuff. But if I said it, it's offensive, rightfully so. But the other way around, white people feel that the suspected white supremacists feel that they deserve to say and call you out your name because if you do it, I can do it too. They want to be in the mix of everything. They feel they are entitled. This is how you got to look at it, especially you black people. You got to look at the psyche of them, and you take it for what it is, so you know how to deal with it. They're not going to change up. This is who they are from beginning of time of their existence to the end of their existence. This is how they will be. the thinking of the suspected white supremacists. They're always going to be the devils to the end. The thinking of the suspected white supremacists. So don't think because you getting from traffic stops to government to everyday work life that these suspected white supremacists are going to change. They're never going to change. They're going to be who they be. It's time for you to realize who they are so you know how to deal with them as such. It's like if you're in a room full of rattlesnakes, poisonous rattlesnakes. Why would you go in the room and sit in the room with a bunch of poisonous rattlesnakes when you know they're going to bite you eventually? One or two of them will eventually get you, whether it's going to be a minute later or immediately or a month later or a week later or a year later, but they will attack you because that is their nature. They got hatred for you, especially you, black man and black woman. This is what it is. Stop trying to change the thinking of the suspected white supremacists. They are the devil that the Bible speaks of, the suspected white supremacists. I that's what they are. You got to know the reality. Did I say all white people? No, I'm saying the suspected white supremacists. That's who I'm focusing on. This is what it is. This is the playing field that you are against. So stop trying to make make sense in the matter. You're marching, especially you black people. You marching and want to do a sit down and want to have a and cuddle with them, thinking that it's going to change and have a moment with them and try to reason with them and trying to smile with them. That is not going to help you, my friend. And the suspected white supremacists don't like other races neither. But they especially have the hatred for you black people because you are the original. The original always going to be hated or disliked. It doesn't matter, whether it's in government or everyday life, even on your job. Suspected white supremacists are there. They are mad because you getting money like them. They don't Suspected white supremacists get in their feelings when, let's say, for example, they have to work hard and they got to break a sweat, and you don't have to work as hard as they do. They got a real problem with that. They will complain, bicker, because they at the end of the day want you, especially you black people, beneath them. You in their eyes, the thinking of a suspected white supremacist is they have to always be in a dominant position over you, and they feel better. They don't want to. They can't handle, in reality, you have it better than them. Something that my mother used to say: even if your garbage can, your next door neighbor to to a suspected white supremacist. Even if your garbage can look better than their garbage can, they got a problem with that. In their mind is saying how that jigabooga have a better garbage can than me. He's progressing or she's progressing. I don't like that. Let me watch him. Maybe he's selling drugs. Maybe she is prostitute. Because they like to do degenerate stuff anyway. So this is why they heighten the stereotype of you black men. You are considered dumb, just have babies all over the place, insignificant. They push that propaganda. And you, black people, and other races, but especially you, black people, you feed into it. You feed into it, hook, line, and sinker. They got to put that propaganda. It's hard for them to see a black man progressing. They don't want to see a black man being a trendsetter, traveling around the world, being successful. They don't want that. Suspected white supremacists do not want to see a black man progress, being a setter, and doing the damn thing. They don't want you to progress. If they see you progressing, they will have a problem with that. They will find out, oh, he must be selling drugs. He gotta be doing something negative. Let's watch him. They don't want to realize. They don't want to come to a realization that you are progressing. You doing the right thing. They hate that. And if you have a business and it's flourishing, and you're a local person, they got to move the goalposts, meaning they changing. If it's more black people, open up businesses, more black people become successful in the local town, all of a sudden laws start changing. Local laws start changing. Meaning it might be harder for you to get a business permit. Now, I know a lot of you people will find that hard to believe. Really? Really? Nah, that can't be true. If you Google and research history, I'm just using this as an example, you will find that this holds true. I'll give you an example. If you check out the history of black townships throughout the United States, because oh yes, black people was flourishing, had black townships in pretty much state to state, from East Coast to West Coast, from the 1800s, early 1900s, flourishing. The Tulsa, Oklahoma, Charlotte, North Carolina, New York City. Yes, New York City had a black township. Seneca Village, that's part of Central Park. Go on the Greatness 19 channel, check out the shorts of the Greatness 19 channel. And I talk a lot about that. But black townships was all throughout the United States. White people, the suspected white supremacists, specifically Klansmen, went and burned down the homes or destroyed the villages, townships in Tulsa, Oklahoma, South Carolina, because I have relatives. One of my relatives, Robert Small. I have other relatives now. Speaker. I mean, there's a wealth of history. But anyway, let me just get to in South Carolina, you had black politicians in the 1800s, black townships, and a lot of them was ran out by the Klansmen. This is factual because they was family members and relatives of mine, just generally relatives of mine that was in politics and black business owners and stories was passed down to my grandmother, my great grandfather and mother, and my grandmother, and then my mother, and me, about the history of black townships and our family, as well as other black families throughout South Carolina. So, so again, and this is by suspected white supremacists running them out of the towns or even the state. Black business owners. Klansmen didn't want to see black men and women progressing. And a little history lesson, in the 1800s, South Carolina and Mississippi was flourishing with, it was 1 and 2, Mississippi 1 and South Carolina 2, flourishing with it was one of the most racist states of the whole union, the Southern Union, but it was where black people was flourishing. Black teachers, black bankers, black lawyers, black doctors, flourishing. Black politicians. Check out the history. Google. Go and Google. Google is your friend. And you will see. But suspected white supremacists, again, ran them out. Or deleted them, meaning killed them. A lot of the natives there and the ones that escaped had to run away, blah, 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 and move to the north. Because the thinking of suspected white supremacists, they don't want to see black people flourish. They don't want that. But then you complain and say they savages. That's propaganda that been passed on from generation to generation of suspected white supremacists. And this goes on and on even to this day. I was talking to a taxi driver about this, and he was from a different race. He was totally shocked and by similar things I was talking to him about, talking to y'all guys about today. And the thing about it is, I told him you can Google these things, but nobody wants to Google. Everybody just listens to the propaganda on CNN and the stereotype that just black men is just shiftless and not doing anything, not being progressive. That all or majority of black men and women is, especially black men, is just not doing nothing, not working, not making no moves. And this is far from the truth, leading even to this day. Because the thinking of suspected white supremacists, they just don't want to see, and they don't want to face the fact that there are black people and plenty of black people that's making moves, and they don't like that. So they have to put a monkey wrench in the situation, either through propaganda, locally, internationally, whatever, or they just outright have to change the laws. They do this all the time. Make no mistake about it. Why you say that, Mr. Greatness? Because again, to show you the thinking of suspected white supremacists, I'm gonna give you an example. If you watch major news, CBS, ABC, CNN, and all the major channels, right, around the world, especially in North America, United States and Canada, you will always see more the bad side of black people than the good side on TV, You see black people doing ratchet stuff. You see the degenerate side of black people that's being promoted always. But you do not hear and too much. It's you don't get the major promotions of black doctors, world-renowned black doctors, world-renowned black lawyers, or black inventors that have changed the history of civilization today. You don't There's so many black inventors, and you go to the Greatness 19 uh, site and check out the shorts of the Greatness 19 channel, and I'm putting up a lot of information of different black inventors that have changed the world today, including up to this date. But it's not promoted though. Black inventions, from the toilet to the fire extinguisher to the traffic light to the cell phone, from computer software, heart surgeons, you name it. But what they will only promote, suspected white supremacists, if they want to give you a little backdoor credit, entertainers. They'll show you the black entertainers. They show you that. They will show you, anything dealing with sports. They'll give you that, but they really trying to take that away because they promote white athletes more and more. But still, they'll give you a little credit with that. But they're not going to give you credit of your intelligence of today. They just make it seem like you just one big gorilla, especially you, black man. And there's so much science and math about you and what you created and what you're doing today, but it's not talked about. They'll show you on local news every day, all day, black men getting arrested. Black men, there are all these reality shows, black people fighting. That's what they will promote. The thinking of a suspected white supremacist, they want to keep you deaf, dumb, and blind. Because when I was talking to this taxi driver, he just couldn't believe that it was progressive black people in the United States. It was so new to him, so foreign, because when I told him, you probably seen the usual black people getting arrested. You don't know that lots of black movers and shakers and all throughout United States. What I mean by movers and shakers, progressive black men and women, doctors, lawyers. They got a black law society, black lawyers, organization where there are thousands of black lawyers all throughout thousands, not one or two, thousands of black lawyers the in the network of in the Black Lawyer Organization Network. There's thousands of black lawyers, progressive, thousands of black doctors, but you're not going to hear that. You hear them talking about thousands of criminals, the degenerate side, again, of black people. And they will talk about black people welfare in the United States, where is really more white people on welfare than black people, because this United States is dominated by white people. So that's just giving you an example of how suspected white supremacists roll. That's their thinking. They got perfect hate for you, black man and black woman, and that will never, never, ever change. That's what it is. You could believe that. And I stand on that. And you got suspected white supremacists not only in government, that it's also in Hollywood. I was watching something on YouTube. Racist actors, racist white actors that we put on the pedestal and think the world of them. Yeah, and that's just, I wrote down a list, a short list of them, and that's just a little bit, because there's a lot more. Yeah, let me get this paper here, because I wrote it down. I wrote down the list of suspected white supremacists. No, actually, racist white supremacists. Well, I'm just gonna put alleged. How about that? Alleged suspected white supremacists. You say alleged. Bing Crosby, or Bing Cosby, old white man, popular actor in the 30s and 40s, 50s, something like that. James Stewart, Marlon Brando, old white men, alleged suspected white supremacists, had no problem in their heyday calling black people the N-word and saying their dislikes on the low. John Wayne, Paula Deen, Kirk Douglas, Walt Disney. Even it was Frank Sinatra, allegedly, right? Yeah, people say, yeah, Sammy Davis Jr. was his best friend, one of his best friends. But I mean, make no mistake about it. Well, here was known fact. Sammy Davis Jr. felt a certain way because they used to say racist jokes on stage in the name of jokes. And in that era, in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, when you had the Rat Pack, which was made up of Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin, I think Peter Crawford. There was another guy too. It was made up of five of them, five or six of them, whatever. But it was the group of white men, and with the token black was Sammy Davis Jr. And he had to take a lot of nonsense from those old white men, in the name of jokes, watermelon jokes and black jokes, darkies, and all this other stuff. That was his boy, Sammy Davis Jr. And even there was some alleged stuff you find on social media. He even, referred to Sammy Davis Jr. as his boy. That type of tone. Alleged. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about suspected white supremacists, the thinking of suspected white supremacists, where we as black people get tripped up. Suspected white supremacists, and I've been around them and I know, they can befriend you, black man, black woman, for many years, right? But in the same token, in an argument, they could say the N-word to you. What do I mean? I know plenty of white women out here, and I've heard white women around me get in an argument with a black man, and that's their husband or boyfriend, and turn around and they got children together. And that white woman will still say the N-word and double down and disrespect. See, the thinking of suspected white supremacists, they can procreate with you, black man, black woman. They can live with you. They can have children with you, and they turn around and still practice white supremacy, or still have white supremacist thinking points. They do that all the time. Don't think it cannot happen. It does happen. Give you an example. Thomas Jefferson had a black woman on the side. Still had slaves. I repeat this again. Thomas Jefferson, president, he was considered one of the founding fathers of the United States. One of the presidents of the United States in the old days, for you young people, in the olden days, 1800s type of thing. Had a black woman on the side, but owned slaves. So what that tell you? You had Storm Thurmond, Storm. Storm Thurmond was a congressman, South Carolina, for like 100 years. I'm exaggerating, about 50 years in office. Allegedly had a black woman on the side and was a known racist. A known racist. Had a black woman on the side. What that tells you? The thinking of a suspected white supremacist. So don't think it cannot happen. Whether they come out, if you sleeping with them or living among them and have children, don't think it cannot come out, especially if they are white supremacists. So all of you black men out here that thinking you made it with a white woman, you better check her pedigree. Because a lot of times these white women are suspected white supremacists. I'm not saying all, I'm saying a lot. And they have a perception that they gotta raise you, black man. They gotta teach you, black man, that you can't do no better than them, black man. Their whiteness is superior, black man. And if it wasn't for them, black man, they elevating you, black man, you be nothing, black man. The mindset of us thinking suspected white supremacist Karen. You probably thought I said the word stinking. No, I said thinking. But you can say stinking. That's up to you. That's all about perception. I don't know. Maybe you could tell me if she was stinking. But this is the mindset. The thinking of a suspected white supremacist. Again, am I saying all white people? Nope, I never said all. Because that's the thing you might think it. Oh, he's saying all white people. Nope. I said I'm just focusing on the suspected white supremacists. And shout out to Tariq Nasheed that coined that phrase, suspected white supremacists. This is their thinking. This is their thinking. And whether you married to them or going with them, they have this talking point and still can lay down with you, no problem. Black man or black woman, you better be very careful. Just because they laugh with you and joke with you and you have drinks together and you invite them to their home. I've been around a lot of white supremacists that I did business with and befriend to a certain point, and they turned around and I heard them say the N-word. Not to me, but referring to another black person. But they say, nah, you one of the good ones. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm one of the good ones. But in my mind, like, you easily said that, but yeah, you talking to me. Mm-hmm. Yep. Got it. And I had to eventually pull myself away from them. But when you're doing business, it's what it is. Or if you're working with them among them, it's what it is. And especially at the job, they have a deep rooted problem if they got to work harder than you. Believe that. They have a deep rooted problem if they got to work harder than you and you not working hard. You want to see the evil. That's why on the job, they make sure a black man or a black woman, especially a black man, have to work twice as hard, whether it's in the office or labor. Like he couldn't. If they working hard, you bet you got to work harder. That's just how it goes. I could give examples of that personally. But you black people, if you working at these jobs, you know what time it is. I don't think I have to give y'all guys example. Well, some of you I might have to give an example because you don't get it. And I'm not going to spend a hour just trying to make you get it and try to make you understand. You just have to figure that out on your own. Wake up. That's what I would say. Stop being so smiley face with these suspected white supremacists. See, because again, as long as you smiling and looking cheerful, oh, you are they tolerate you. But when you are stern and serious, let's say on the job, and you're not a smiley type of black man, they don't like that. What's the matter, Rashid? Why are you so serious? Well, you could be thinking you just here to work to do the job and leave. You looking so mean. Why are you not smiling? I'm just here. I'm here. I'm ready to work. Put the hours in and that's it. Is everything okay? They constantly want to ask you, is everything okay? They want to always try to crack a smile with you, talk about the weather, talk about sports with you, or how's your family? You don't give a flying fuck about my family. That's what you're saying in your mind. Why this bitch is asking me? Because they know they don't. When you're dealing with a suspected white supremacist that hates you, just hates you to the core, don't like you just for your being. They ask you all of these stupid ass questions, trying to befriend you and try to ask you this weirdo stuff, and the weirdo stuff is, so how's your family? Why the fuck am I even asking? Why are you asking me about that? I'm not asking you. Well, how's your family doing? Matter of fact, I don't want to ask you because I don't like you anyway. Because you don't like me. Let's cut the chit chat. Let's get this business done so I can get the hell out of here and deal with a different day. This is how I know a lot of you guys is thinking. But get a load of this. These suspected white supremacists, they just want to see how you tick, though. The more you talk, the more they can read you. The more they can size you up. They want to size you up how you dress. They size you up how you talk. They trying to get intel of how you conduct your business, what you do, how many kids you got, or who you got, who you dealing with, so they can profile you, even on the job. But if you don't say anything, you put your work in and leave, you're a threat. You're on the watch list, my friend. Especially you a black man. What is he about? You know, if you go and talk to another co-worker of yours, you see these suspected white supremacists, they peeking, they listening. Not only the cameras is watching you, but they listening, they watching because they want to see how you roll. You could be a professional, a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. You conducting business. They watching you. They want to see how you move, how you perform. They want to double check you, triple check you, quadruple check what you say, what you do, because you're not a trustworthy professional in their eyes. They got to get a second opinion, a third opinion. Why? Why? Because they don't like you. Because you're their mortal enemy. Subconsciously, allegedly. See, these is the little nuances of life that you got to know, the thinking of a suspected white supremacist. I've been tongue tied with this, saying this all day because I have to be very specific because people will assume and blow things out of proportion. You talk about all and every and this and that, and you know, I gotta watch my back as well. So I say suspected white supremacists. And I zero in on that. So I might fumble a little bit with the wording, but I have to be have to be very detailed and specific on things, because nowadays the social media, people will take a little clip of what you're saying and spin it around and trying to make it bad for you. That's just and the thing about it could be your own people with this, but that's a whole different story. But yes, this is the thinking of them, the thinking of them, the mindset in all walks of life, the evils the evils they have in their soul or their spirit. It doesn't matter how successful you can be or are, black man or black woman. They will change the rules. They still will treat you a certain way. There's hundreds and hundreds of cases that black men especially been stopped. I've been stopped. I mentioned that before. I've been stopped in a taxi on the way to work. I mentioned this before. When I was a younger man, going to work, UP freaking S in the taxi. I had to get out the car, being profiled by detectives, frisking me and everything. And I'm in the passenger seat of the taxi. And then I showed my ID and stuff, and after they ran it, the checks, the usual excuse, it was a black man that just did a robbery, and we just checking. And not even give me common courtesy just to say sorry. But you can go, man. That verbiage. Suspected white supremacists feel they could just talk to you anyway. They feel they can because you don't know the king's language. They got to talk to you jive talk, jive talk. Like, what's up, man? What it is, man? And you don't even know me because they feel you you are low, you are savage, you don't know any better. Because if it's other races, they will talk to them like human beings, but they got to talk to you jive talk. Have you noticed that black people that suspected white supremacists, a lot of them, got to just talk to you in a way? And it's really an insult. And they don't even know you. That's the thing about it. Just the first time meet and greet, conducting business. Okay, man. No problem, man. I went to the store just recently just to get my cell phone repaired. Hey, man. How you doing, man? Okay, man. I'm an older man. Now I could have checked that. But this is it's so you get tired, mentally tired, because this is the indirect disrespect. I'm talking to him proper. He's talking to me in jive talk. There's another couple, a white couple behind me. He's talking to them regular, but he want to talk to me jive. Okay, man. Okay, brother. First, I'm not your brother, but I'm like, oh, because this happened thousands of times. You'd be like, oh, all right, let me just get through this. Fix my goddamn cell phone. Let me get the hell out of here. I mean, he wasn't being mean, like, okay, man, you hear that jive talk. Old enough to be his daddy. But this is the thinking that trickles down from white supremacy all the way down to the common white folks. Even white people, they want to get hip with you. All good? No, it's all bad, bitch. I'd be wrong if I said that, right? That's mean if I said that. And it would be mean if, it would be mean for me if she said, if a white woman, let's say if we're doing business or if it's at work or whatever, and she's trying to get jive with me and hip with me, is it all good? All good. And I turn around and I say, no, it's all bad, cave bitch. That's just mean. That's just wrong, right? That's wrong. It's hold on for a minute. Hold on. Changing actually the music here. Hold on. Hold on. I just had a. What am I doing here? I at the station here and I'm messing up. I pushed the wrong button here. Pulling on, starting a commercial at these guys' station. Yeah, I'm at the radio station here, destroying these people's station here in the name of God. And they're gonna be like, we can't let this Negro in here. Don't know how to act. He's touching things. He's breaking up things. He's breaking up equipment. Johnny, you can't let this guy in. I mean, he just don't know how to act. These Negroes here just know how to act. They're just pushing buttons here. And, we leave him for a minute and they just look, guy. Look, they just don't know how to act. We can't let him, we can't leave him, we can't leave him alone. You see, we give him an opportunity. Okay, it's better. We give them an opportunity, and then they pushing buttons and pushing our goddamn buttons, and we got a commercial. He pushing commercials. Oh Jesus, these Negroes here. I tell you, these Negroes here. For sure. Johnny, we can never let this Negro in here ever again, because he's pushing, but he's just destroying stuff. He don't even. I told you, they just don't know how to act. They just don't know how to act. These Negroes here, I tell you, this is why they are rated as savages. And then the white dude would say, "Yep, for sure, I know. I see them in college, and they out there. They trying to learn, but I don't think they only just good for playing basketball. That's all." They only just going to college just to dribble a ball. That's all. They don't even need to talk. Just dribble the goddamn ball and shut the fuck up, guys. You jigs. And this jig here, he's want to be this intelligent hoolum. He thinking, he's so smart. But this jig is he just like the other jigs. He just have a little bit of brain, but I just say a little bit because he knows how to talk. Yeah, he does have a gift to talk. Yeah, but he's still one of those intelligent hoolums. He just know to learn the language. He's just one out of 1,000 of those jigs that just know how to talk, how to speak. But he does speak well. I do. I'm really amazed. He's very civilized. He knows how to speak well. I'm going off on a tangent here. I remember, this is on a side note. I remember I worked on this job, and these white women was because they love your boy, nice looking and all of that, and super duper cat, I might add. But I'm talking about third person. I heard them, right? But I didn't hear, no, let me backtrack. I heard them talking a little bit about me, but they said this to a buddy of mine at the job I worked at many moons ago. They said, he speaks well. Oh God! This is what my man told me about. They said, you know what? He speaks very well. I mean, I'm like, like, well, I should say, I mean, what else? We at the job. I mean, what? I mean, I was educated. I went to school. It's like, is this highly unusual? It's like they never witnessed a black man speaking. I guess I was supposed to be like gorilla talk. They were so shocked. This is what he was telling me, and I heard him talking about me. Sometimes you hear in the background, but you don't pay attention. But it was like in the cafeteria, and they was looking at me, but in talking about me, I did hear a little bit of the rumbling. But when I left the cafeteria, and homie at the time heard it, they talked to him about me, and they was like, praising me because of the way I speak, and like what black man can't speak. What he got to speak Ebonics all the time? What? That's what you expected? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to say, yo, what up, son? Yo, what it is, man? Shit is real, son. Yo, man. Yo, I got that fire for you. You know what I mean? You know what? I got you. I got you. You know what I'm saying, son? This shit is real. You know, I'll hook on you. You know, I get it in. You know what I mean? I get it in. You want me to, that's normal, right? That's normal. If I say, if I talk what you say ebonics, yo, you know, word, yo, son, word, yo, man, you know, you look good, man. I tell you, man, you look good in those jeans, man. I tell you, I swerve on people out here. Yo, it's real out here in the field, yo, son. Man, I don't take no shorts for nobody, son. Your shit is real, son. That's what it is, you know? It's right. That's righteous, man. That's righteous, son. You know, word up, man. That's righteous, man. Period. You know what I mean? Period. Point blank. Period. I guess you prefer me. You That's normal to you, right? That's that's normal. You know, that's not. It's normal speaking like that. You're like, yes, I knew it. Those guys, I know that because I know that's the language he talks. I know he's just putting up a front. He's not educated. He don't really speak like that. He's just being phony. He's just being phony. That's how they talk. That's how he really talk. The thinking of suspected white supremacists. And in conclusion with those women, one of them one of them I know wanted to sleep with me. I know that, but I wasn't interested. Yeah, just not wasn't interested. But how can I be interested in a suspected white supremacist? First of all, picture me sleeping with you with that type of a woman, and then she would even be worse when I sleep with her because then she would feel that she owns me. She will come out with I'm her property indirectly. She probably think that she made me. You know, these suspected white supremacist Karens, you know, they deal with them if you want. Then they think you their pet. They created you. Nah, man. I wouldn't tolerate it. Can't tolerate it. Would never tolerate that. If I'm not gonna tolerate that for my own woman with any disrespect and attitude, I definitely not going to tolerate it from the white woman or any type of woman, like for that matter. Now I'm going beyond just straight up white woman or any other race of woman. If I'm gonna get that level of disrespect, I might as well deal with my own black woman. At least it's the same color. Why am I deal with a suspected white supremacist Karen and sleep with her? Then she think all hell would break loose with her attitude. And you know, if I put hands on her, oh Jesus, I'm buried under the jail. So what's the point? For you black men, y'all deal with these suspected white supremacist Karens. And then they start acting ape shit towards you and saying a lot of slick talk. Look, I not heard the stories. I got first-hand stories of black men telling me how these Karens turn right around and say all of this slick stuff to them. This straight up racist stuff to them. And they got children. They got children together. These Karens straight up. It's not a slip up. They say it more than once. A lot of slick talk because they got some black penis, they feel they know the total black experience because they could cook some jerk chicken or some African rice or some collard greens slice up a little watermelon fried chicken on the side for you, they thinking they totally know the black experience. They feel that's what you eat. That's what they know about you. And then speaking about food, these suspected white supremacists is a trip. They really believe. They really believe in their heart of hearts that chicken, fried chicken, is designated for you, black man and black woman. You, black man, black woman from America, especially. Chicken, fried chicken has your name on it. Like KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, was built for you, black men, with your name on it. Negro chicken, your name is on it. And they believe on that stereotype, and they stand on it, and they push that narrative all over the land. And then other stupid races believe that story that you, black man, loves chickens. I have to turn the music down because I want to be clear on this, that you lives chickens. You can't go without chicken, fried chicken, or any baked chicken, any type of chicken. Like chicken, like white people don't eat chicken. I talk about this. They don't love chicken, but for some strange reason, see, this is the thinking of suspected white supremacists, that you absolutely love chicken and it's just for you. I love chicken. I eat fried chicken. I mean, I don't, that's not my meal. I wake up in the morning, I gotta they gotta have them chickens. I gotta have fried chicken. Ooh-wee. I don't wake up in the morning with that, just like you, white man, Indian man, Asian man. Don't you eat chicken? Chicken burgers or whatever. I eat turkey as well. Fish, beef. Well, I gotta cut off with the beef, but I don't eat pork. But what? What's the meaning of that? This is the propaganda, and it's so dumb. And if y'all people, whoever believes that it just black people, they love fried chicken, and that's all they eat. That's part of their meal. Fried chicken is just part of the black American meal. You're a jackass. You're a stone cold jackass, and you really need to read. And if you don't read, you really need to Google and up your education because you're a fucking jackass. And I said it on site. I turned down the music so you can hear me clearly say that. And also, watermelon, you think of watermelon, it's just say they grow the watermelon and it's just for black people only. The benefits of watermelon, jackass, you need to read up on it, but stop listening to suspected white supremacists saying that just watermelon is just built, it's just for only black people. And just the history of it, asshole, is number one, when the white man during slavery was feeding black people with the worst of the pork, the chitlins, which is the intestines of the the intestines of the pig, all the pig feed and the pig nose and all of that stuff, feeding black people the worst of the meats and so forth. The watermelon, they was making fun of black people eating watermelon, but they stupid as hell, this stinking white supremacists, suspected white supremacists. I said stinking, yes, I said stinking, thinking, suspected white supremacists. They didn't think to realize that the watermelon washes out and cleanse, eating that cleanse the body from, it detox the body because it's a water fruit. It detox the body of all of those impurities. They was making fun of black people eating that watermelon, but they didn't know that was detoxifying them because watermelon have benefits to cleanse your body because it's a water fruit, asshole. Back to the music. So again, but white people, Asian people, Indian people, every other sub race of people eat watermelon. And you should have watermelon because it has many good properties. Not the seedless watermelons, the genetically modified watermelons, the ones with seeds, which is hard to find nowadays because everything is genetically modified. And now the game is crazy because they are genetically modified seeds. So even if the watermelon have seeds, it's still genetically modified. I talk about that in the show, talking about foods. What is it? What was it? The title? Something dealing with foods. Check it out. It was about a year ago. Genetically modified foods. Check that out. This is what it is today. But I'm not going through that rabbit hole. We're talking about the suspected white supremacists and their thinking and their talking points. This is These are the things that I even had a white woman ask me, and I talked about this. Just the stupidity of suspected white supremacists, Karens. One time she worked on a job, and I said, "What is the stereotypes you heard about black people in terms of what they eat?" She told me cheese. Yes, CHEESE. Cheese. She said black people like cheese. That's what I was told. I said, "You believe that?" She said, "Yeah, I see a lot of black people liking cheese." I said, "Yeah, we do eat cheese, but you don't eat cheese? You don't love cheese? You don't drink milk? You don't have butter? You don't eat regular cheese? Fuck is wrong with you?" I said that to her. I said, "Fuck, what the fuck is wrong with you?" I said, the cheese factories is just got they produce cheese just for black people only? You mean to tell me you go to the supermarket, you don't see white people going to get blocks of cheese? Or butter? Or cow milk? It has cheese in it. Fuck is wrong with you? I was almost gonna say, fuck is wrong with you, bitch? But I just stopped and said, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then she kind of clued in. Same type of woman that don't even probably know how to douche. But she could say that the stereotype you like in black people like in cheese. And she probably don't even know how to wash herself properly. Many of these suspected white supremacists, Karens, don't even know how to wash themselves. Don't even know how to cleanse themselves. And you go to these Hollywood, these actresses, these white actresses that you praise and think they beautiful and stuff, they don't even bathe themselves. Their definition of bathing is taking a washcloth, and you Google it. It's white men and white women they just use a washcloth and pat their armpits and pat back of their necks, whatever, and they say they clean. They don't take baths. You They say, look up, type in just general white actors and actresses that don't take baths. And these is big actors and actresses that you love, think they're cute or handsome or whatever, and you praise and stuff. They don't even wash their ass properly. Just saying. A little side note. Little side note. Better be careful who you rocking with. That's all I'm saying. This game is, see, if when you as a thinking black man, black woman, or I was just saying black people in this case, when you really start seeing the reality of the thinking of suspected white supremacists, this is why they would hate people like myself, because I know how to read. I look at the reality and who you are. And you don't like me, I don't care. It's fine. It's cool. You don't have to say anything to me. Cool. It's not a problem. Not a problem. I see the reality of who you are. So it's no skin off my back with that. I do business with people. I'm out here, do business, and that's it. Leave the scene, go back to my location, the end. But all of you black people that you mingle with suspected white supremacists and you trying to change them, and you go to church and you want to pray for them to change, and you go on TV and you want to pray and get on the microphone and pray and say and wish they will change, and want to invite them to sit down with you and question why are you this way, why you can't be this way. We not bad peoples. You know, you trying to explain yourself to suspected white supremacy that you're a good one. You're a goody goody. You're a good Negro or Negress. No, I ain't trying to change you, and I don't give a damn to change you. You don't like me, I don't like you, the end. It's cool in the game. I'm fine with that. Because people don't give it like me anyway. So freaking what? I mean, what? I'm gonna lose sleep? You think I care? I don't give a flying fuck about you just as well. You don't give a flying fuck about me. Take that. This is the attitude I take. And this is the attitude you need to look at. You need to be honest with thyself. Black man, black woman. Other races catch it too, but they not going to catch it like how we catch it. That's a fact. So the thinking of a suspected white supremacist is real in all facets of life. When you're trying to do business with them, you got to go. Sometimes they make you go through extra changes. Give you an example. If they, especially they empower you, let's say for example, you got to renew your driver's license. A white person or other races maybe have to show 2 pieces of ID. You got to pull out 4 or 5 pieces. Your passport and your other piece of government ideas might not be good enough. That person might say, do you got I need to see your pay stub, or I need to see a proof of address. Okay, you present your electric bill. What other bill you got? Cause this don't look right. This is old. I need something updated. Old is you could have had it last month. I need something for this month. Suspected white supremacists, when they in power and position, like you got to go and directly and get a ID change or anything dealing with them directly, and they in power, you got to give more. You could be in public transportation. No, excuse me, as a bus, on a bus. And let's say, for example, you take a bus trip, you're at the last stop, and you just want to turn around. You just want to go on a bus ride. Bus driver, suspected white supremacist bus driver will say, well, sir, you're not supposed to be on this bus to the last stop. This is the end of the stop. Okay, I just wanted to take a trip. I just wanted to go from one end of the city to the next. No, you're not supposed to do that. Now let's say I have a bus pass. It doesn't matter if I stay on the bus or not because technically I could swipe it again. If I have a monthly bus pass, I could swipe it again. Okay, you don't like it? You I supposed to pay an extra fee? Or I go and tap it again and unlimited and stay on the bus again. So what? So what's the point? What's your point, bus driver? I'm just using that as an example. Let me turn this down. They just want to exercise their whiteness, their authority, allegedly. They want to always, like, even you at the supermarket, and you might just get let me just something random. Let me think about. It could be like you have a shopping cart and you gotta wait online and you're on the shopping cart. You get to the counter. You're about to put your food on the counter, and you get a white woman and a Karen that want a suspected white supremacist that you know she will just make a big deal. You're supposed to put something to block your food from the lady. Now, the lady or man that's in front of you, they already know all the stuff they have on the counter. You start putting your food on the counter, and this Karen have a hissy fit because you don't have a block. I don't know if you guys will know what I'm saying. Some of you will know, like a little block. They have a little stick to block your food to let her know that your food is separate from the previous customer's food that is being rung up. So the Karen will make a big deal. Well, you're supposed to have this stick here, the block, so I will know what foods that is on it. How would I know if it's just not his food or your food? Please, sir, can you put that block there? That's what it's there for. You're like, what the fuck is this girl talking about? What is this serious? I mean, is she gonna make a hissy fit over that? It's really. They want to exercise their power. These suspected white supremacist Karens in every facet of life, even on the job. You have suspected white supremacists make a big deal out of the small things. Like, for example, if you, let's say, late a minute, you could get other people that is late 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, nothing being said. But you, black man, late no, excuse me, 30 seconds late because you got swag, black man. You being reprimanded, black man. I know family members that going through that, had to go through that. It's unbelievable the pettiness of suspected white supremacists. Very super petty, especially when it comes to youth. I could go on and on and on with this. I could, I could, I could, I can cook, as the young people say. I can cook for at least 3 hours, 4 hours on different topics of this, but I just don't want you to get too bored. The thinking of suspected white supremacists. Is it real in your life or not? Is Mr. Greatness off or is he on target? What say you? Like, subscribe, and share to the Oracle 19 podcast on iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, just to name a few. We all over the world. over 70 countries and rolling. Getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The Greatness 19 channel, subscribe to that, Mr. Evolution of London. You can subscribe to that as well. We on rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19. Subscribe there. And finally, www.theoracle19radio.com. Got stuff there too. Like, subscribe to the greatness. Mr. Greatness. Stay strong. Thank you for listening.